Welcome, gamers, to Thrott The Unclean. If you're confused a bit about the title, this campaign was pretty rough for me, pretty broken for a variety of reasons, none of which are the game's fault. As always, I will not talk over the cutscene. I will see you guys back around 4 minutes 12 or 3 minutes. 3 minutes, I'm going to talk a little bit about my day. 4 minutes 12, we're going to start the game at large. See you guys soon. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I will see you guys in a fucking minute. It's about to be a wild ride.
Even the fierce defenders of the Wood Elf Kingdom cannot safeguard their realm from the disorder of the Great Vortex. In the forests of Nagaroth, a portal to the Dreaming Wood grows thin, where beyond, demons rage. The forest grants Queen Ariel a dread vision of ancient trees blackened and broken, of countless wood elves slain upon their twisted boughs. For should chaos breach from their realm, the world roots will carry the demons to the very heart of Athelloren. Only Ariel herself can seal the dire portal, so sends her most trusted to cleanse the forest ahead of her arrival, unaware that a vengeful enemy watches. The Twilight Twins, Nistra and Arahan, a deadly fusion of dawn's serenity and dusk's fury. They will not waver in their perilous quest. The Mage Queen, vulnerable for the first time in eons, but her hidden foe dare not strike directly. A terrified Skaven is persuaded to lure their twisted overlord to this cause. Thrott, master mutator of Clan Moulder, how he yearns to be free of his unnatural, undying hunger. Ariel's pulped remains would be a certain remedy. A queen's implacable guardians oppose a creature of chilling madness. A brutal war is unavoidable. The fate of the forest, undecided.
Well, shit was a little bit wild today. Working backwards, I spilled the fuck out my drink for the second time. Promised myself never again. I just removed all the clutter from my desk, spent 5 minutes fucking cleaning that shit up. I ain't never doing that shit again. It does mean, however, I have to kind of stretch myself out to grab this beverage. But it's a good beverage. Here with Thrott, our focus is, invading the Witchwood, getting rid of this faction. I think we have to eliminate the Sisters of Twilight completely. Not that hard. And then we have to kill these to extend our turn timer. It's something. It was a fun campaign. Outside of that, my day, I had coursework today, and shit was just a little bit weird. We played basketball. So I think someone tried to body check me. They ended up on their ass. And then people still laughed at me for popping a pick. That's what they, like popping a screen on my own teammate. I'm like, I was fucking standing there waiting for a rebound. That's just what I wanted to do, was get rebounds. I don't know. It was fun. I also got a ball tossed at the back of my head. So it was a day. And, I'm pretty happy again to this. Play Thrott with our Packmaster and our main legendary lord. But, some weird stuff does happen this episode. Profoundly weird. Not just like, oh, haha, funny weird. This episode is kind of... it fucks with you. So let's get into this first battle. I usually don't like to resolve the first battles. I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. He starts off okay. I like the Storm Vermin, and then I like the Rat Ogres and Wolf Rats. And the Brood Mother. There is a lot to be said about his campaign, and I did go pretty fucking hard. later in his campaign, and you'll get to see it. Don't worry. That's not the broken part of this campaign. And I even show off the finished product, quote unquote, of this campaign. There is something to be said that I tried my best here. This campaign and the next one, the Vampire Coast, were just a tad bit broken. Vampire's Coast, entirely my fault. This one, however, not. Vampire Coast, I just forgot to click record for about 20 turns. Not that bad, 20, 30 turns. And it was late game, so y'all don't lose literally anything. But for this one, it was not on me. All the footage and stuff that was lost was actually not my fault, oddly enough. It was corrupted because it said invalid, like, whatever. Because my recording software pulls directly from the game. It said, like, invalid game directory or some shit. I don't fucking know. It was absurd. It was just gone. And it was only after I clicked stopped recording that it broke. So, I don't know. You guys will see. It's still a complete experience. Please watch. Please, God, I need the view. But, you know what? It was fun. I think that's what matters, right? You guys care that I had fun, don't you? Right? I'm not just a ounce of entertainment, a piece of serotonin, right? Oh my God. Started a new recording. Forgot to move my drink back. That could have been deadly. We got the second army up and running. Oxalotl's going to declare war on us. It's going to be great. He's going to cause a lot of issues, but Crone, between us two, is going to instantly make an alliance. And we're going to push for an alliance with this guy. He's at war with Nagarond, and actually with our military boost, Nagarond will not, or Malekith, I apologize, will push pretty hard against him. Clan Rictus would have been a good ally for us, but Clan Septic does fit more with what I'm doing, nor will it matter here in the long term. Clan Rictus will either completely destroy them, or eventually ask us for peace. We move on down here. They actually wanted to go to war with us. I needed to capture this place to complete my province. They had a lot of birds, a lot of stuff, a lot of nonsense. It was going to be a little rough battle. But pretty sure I had reinforcements. Even if I didn't, I had rat ogres, the hounds, just some rather strong stuff. And we got the clan rat summons. And in tow with that, we'll eventually have a rat ogre summons, which I'm pretty sure is permanent. Oops, my bad, didn't mean to mess with the microphone stand. That will be noise. They are fleeing a lot. None of our units have the resolve. They have some good leadership bonuses for coming back from retreating, which is one of my favorite things about Skaven. And late game Skaven, you aren't getting breaks anyway. Your, Hell Pit Abominations, your Mutant Rat Ogres, stuff like that is not going to be a gigantic threat. In retreating, even if it does, you can pull it back into battle. Storm Vermin have, normal infantry levels of retreating for Empire. And you know what? Spearmen with shields are like the, foundations of every Empire army, especially if you buff your units through the red line. You aren't going to be dealing with issues, and by the time they're up to, Prestige 9 or whatever, they're going to be absolutely in charge. Because let's just be honest. What is it? Let's go Clan Rats, for instance. Clan Rats, you're going to focus leveling them, which is going to be something. It's going to be, I think, melee defense, melee attack, stuff like that. It's pretty difficult, but either way. I think there is a argument to be said that, you always upgrade the red line on your lord. So if it's my secondary lord, which usually I do Skaven slaves, but into late game, that's not really justifiable. Unless you're playing Clan Moors, then it's kind of justifiable. Outside of that, no. So here, we had this. They trapped us in here. It was going to be a fight, that's for sure. And this ain't me bullshitting. So, we click battle. I had a crash. Yeah, guitar riff, sick guitar riff. We lost the save. It crashed. I load back in, back to like turn fucking 2. I don't know what the fuck happened. So that was the start. Okay. So we load back to turn 2. I skipped some of the progress, only a little bit. So we're back like with our 3 cities, and we got a military alliance with this guy up here. We've got that in the south, but we're doing pretty good. We're gonna go back to war with these guys. They aren't quite stacking as much hatred towards us, for instance. And so we're doing pretty good here. We're gonna get our second army up here. Skaven slaves really do boost that victory up. They're just bodies to throw into the meat grinder, which is one of the perks of this clan. I feel what's it called? Clan Molder. The Molder flesh pits in like here we're getting our warlock and engineer. I always like to send them over to Oath 1 for the story campaigns. Ooh, and we got a sick ambush here, but we might as well retreat because it's gonna be too tough of a battle. And then Clan Rictus, yeah, they're declaring war on us. But point being, Clan Molder doesn't have the issue of like cannon fodder and getting our asses whooped, essentially, like you have with a lot of the other clans, like what do you call it? Plague Fire, like the Warp Fire throwers and stuff. Those are tough. Like you are just suffering. Your front line's going to suffer losses. I mean, it's all right. And this one's just a bunch of heavy monsters, which is kind of my play style. A bunch of 1 to 12 unit heavy monsters I charge into things. It's pretty badass. I also loved how I did this battle. It was really good. We had a lot of meat to throw into the grinder, and we had a lot of range units to target their range units, and we were starting to get towards some pretty good heavy monstrous units. You can see that with the mutations and stuff. I think our Hell Pit Mother or Abomination already had 3-4 mutations on it, which is kind of what I prefer to have on a unit like that, as the heavier mutations. We tried to clog up the Eagle Claw throwers with our clan rats just so we could set up our formation. It did not work. I actually really do think this is a really good battle. When my line meets their line, you'll really understand it. Our wolfhounds are going to clash into the back. Our line, most of the Skaven slaves and shit are just going to press up against them. But everything else, our rat ogres, our broodmothers, they're going to breach right through that. Excuse me, frog in my throat. I had to get a drink. I think I nearly fucking like... I don't know what the fuck happened. So we're sending our wolfhounds behind. This is why I use these, or at least early game. We spawned clan rats on them to congest them, and now we are shoving everything into them. Look at this. We spawn the rat ogres in them. It is a fight to the death, and that is going to scare the absolute fuck out of them. We got them clumped up. We got our backline absolutely eating them alive. We're using warp magic on them. This is a good-ass fight. A lot of them are fleeing. I mean, that is what happens when you congest up an army like this. You're just, you're eating them alive, and this is the Skaven way. This is very much how Skaven fight. All their flanks are secure. Their leadership's pretty high because they are just in these huge clumps that Skaven enjoy. Now, while we have Skaven slaves retreating, for every Skaven slave they do drop, we kill 1 or 2 of them. I'd say, probably not an even exchange, but we are on the winning end here because we just had numbers. There's outlandishly large numbers. Honestly, my hope for an update for this, for Skaven, is I know they might not do one because Skaven are pretty complete. I really like, I would like Skaven slaves to have more numbers. Like, I think you should be able to buy an upgrade for them that would just cost food to do, not permanent food debuff, like every turn cost food. Just, like 10 food, it doubles their unit size. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Like, just overwhelming numbers, like the true Skaven way. And then you could really just, like, get your real experience with Skaven and the like. We got another win here. We're going to keep pressing the advantage against the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves are our current top threat, but they aren't going to be for long. Also, pretty soon you guys are going to see modded Skaven, you know, once we get to those mod playthroughs, which aren't too far away now. We just have, we have, like, dwarves and stuff, maybe? I think we maybe have, a couple things. I'm not really sure. We're going to force the Confederation with these guys because they had exactly one army. We just disbanded him. He wasn't worth jack. What we are, however, going to do is move up here to attack this. And it's not entirely to our detriment. I needed my growth fat stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and occupy this. And I recruited some growth fat stuff. I came up here to fight this one. It was going to be a big battle. I wasn't willing to lose any troops, so I encircled them, and then, you know, I embedded, or like used my hero to assassinate their stuff. I got this assassin here the second time around. I really do like them. I use them a lot on the world map. They're pretty badass, and those are the scenes I love to envision, is like this assassin sneaking into these barracks or this traveling camp of you know, dark elves who are on the watch. They're celebrating Cain, they're drinking, and he just comes in and slits a hero's throat and is out before he can do anything. Mornfang cavalry and ogres are going to do some detriment to us, but our front line is pretty strong now. The only weak troops we have right now are Skaven slave slingers. Everything else is pretty beefy, and we've continued to buff what we do have with growth fat. I tend to only do one at a time per turn. It's kind of how I do it to maintain it, to not, how do I explain it? To not get those mutations. We do, however, get those mutations eventually. Sometimes I Skaven scummed around the growth fat mutations. It's just, I don't like getting those mutations on them. It's one of my worst favorite systems in the game because of the mutations. I feel like you should be able to spend multiple turns doing it to not get mutations, because they're like these scientists. I know, Skaven, they create these unstable monsters. Or I wish there was like a late game research thing you could do to prevent it, like up to a certain amount. I don't really know. We just lost one of our broodmothers, not really an issue. We do have to worry about our Hellpit Abomination, but we didn't because the match went ahead and ended, which is exactly what we wanted. And now we are going to push up here to Nagaron, and it's going to be that good fight. Let's go ahead, pop a save. Come on down here. Attack this guy. It was going to be a victory whether we ambushed or not. This was the campaign I started save heavy again. And, you know, say what you will, but it was god-awful. Putting this guy in ambush in case someone comes from the south. They didn't. It's going to be a valiant defeat. I think I can fight through it and just beat the absolute shit out of them. So what I'm going to do is get all my monstrous units, just absolutely all of them. Have them go over to gates and have all of our heroes and lords attack one region. And then all of our Skaven slaves, everything, get up on the wall. So we're really just going hard on this. Really pushing that. You know, having everyone climb up there. Having everyone fight that good fight. And then what monsters and stuff we do have, we're going to just have spill into this. And eventually go for the control point and stuff. So, yeah, we're going to send them back there. Make sure their catapults ain't doing shit. We'll also send some pack rats back there with the menace below. It disrupted them long enough for all of our one-unit monsters to get up there and get fighting hard. It's exactly what we wanted, because they'll cap that point really quickly, which won't be an instantaneous win, but it will just essentially win the campaign for us. Or win, not the campaign. This is the last battle of the campaign, I do believe, but it'll win the settlement for us. Well, let's finish up this battle real quick, and then we'll get this all wrapped up, I guess. I got to get this exporting. I had plans for today. They've been ruined. Outright ruined. We'll get our slingers on the inside of the wall. I always like to do that. They absolutely barrage the shit out of everything. We also has had a general good fight here. We lost 1 or 2 units. It fucking sucks always. But, you know, it's worth it. We get that loot and occupy. If we can't get up to 4 or 5, there's no point. Loot at level 1. We'll head over here to the island. We do have an issue with Hag Reef down here. Sail the wreck real quick. Get us some money. A lot of money. Holy shit. I always love those wrecks. I do campaigns that will entirely rely on those wrecks sometimes. They are about the best thing in the world. Then let's head on down here. We're going to lose some useless units. Some units we want to get rid of out of our main army, the clan rats and stuff, as we are eventually going to go for a all specced out thing. It seemed worth it to fuck over Malekith. Just again, beat his ass. Then we take Hag Grief. We got some more units from our growth vat. Always lovely. We'll head on over here. Take this. And then we are actually going to have to head over here because he came up north. And these tree guys came up to abuse us and use us. Always the worst case scenario, but we get to auto-resolve out of this one and just absolutely ruin his fucking day. Pretty sure they have literally no settlements now, so just eliminate his fucking faction in exchange for some slaves, some Skaven slaves to be specific. Then we'll head on down here, get revenge on the tree people, you know, for their numerous crimes. We won't name them, but Geneva Convention is a checklist for them. And then, lost all footage. Yep, and you're about to see the culmination of our efforts. I hope you enjoy it. And on that note, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or wherever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's all right. Thank you guys for enjoying the episode, watching it. I know a whole fuck ton of stuff happened without, well, like 2 more provinces captured. Without, you know, me really being able to talk over it or let it play out. But thank you guys for your view, your time, your like, whatever. It always means the world to me. I'm so glad to be able to do this and have people watch it, so thank you as always.